Before you spend another Lincoln penny, stop. What if I told you that 5 ordinary-looking pennies hiding in pocket change could be worth over $100,000 combined? Most people never check the date or mint mark. They simply spend them without realizing they may have just given away a hidden fortune. In today's video, we'll reveal 5 rare Lincoln pennies from 1979, 1981D, 1993D, 1994D, and 1997. Explain why collectors are paying thousands of dollars for the best examples, and show you exactly what to look for. Stay until the very end, because the next life-changing coin could already be sitting in your wallet, coin jar, or pocket right now. Coin number 1. The 1993D Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought. Most 1993D pennies are worth only 1 cent, but a tiny number with exceptional preservation, rare minting errors, or extraordinary collector appeal have reached astonishing prices. Could one be hiding in your old coin jar, piggy bank, or pocket change? Let's uncover the fascinating story behind this modern Lincoln cent. History and background. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It became the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person. Since then, it has remained one of America's most recognizable and widely collected coins. The 1993D Lincoln penny was produced at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. Hundreds of millions were struck for circulation, making it a common coin overall. However, collectors know that rarity is not always about mintage numbers. Condition, striking quality, and mint errors can transform an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. Even today, many people unknowingly spend these coins because they never think to examine a penny closely. Composition and specifications. The 1993D Lincoln penny has a copper-plated zinc composition that became standard in 1982. Its official specifications include composition, 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating. Weight, 2.5 grams. Diameter, 19.05 millimeters. Thickness, 1.52 millimeters. Shape, round. Edge, plain. Designer, Victor David Brenner. Although these specifications seem ordinary, collectors know that unusual planchets, off-metal strikes, or manufacturing mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's value. Design details. The front, or obverse, displays the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." The word liberty appears to the left, while the date 1993 and the D mint mark appear on the right. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, one of the most iconic designs in American coinage. If viewed carefully under magnification, Abraham Lincoln can actually be seen seated inside the memorial, a tiny design detail many people never notice. Why can some 1993D pennies be worth thousands? Here's where things become exciting. Most circulated 1993D pennies remain worth face value. However, a few exceptional examples have become highly valuable due to several important factors. First is mint condition. Coins that never entered circulation and still display their original bright mint luster are much harder to find than people imagine. Second is strong strike quality. Some Denver Mint coins were struck more sharply than others, revealing crisp lettering and fine details. Third is the possibility of rare mint errors. Error coins always attract strong attention because every mistake is unique. Possible valuable errors include double die varieties, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, cuds, clipped planchets, wrong planchet strikes, misaligned dies. When one of these errors appears on a well-preserved coin, collector demand can increase dramatically. The hidden treasure factor. Imagine cleaning out an old drawer and discovering a handful of pennies collected decades ago. Most people quickly spend them without another thought. But experienced collectors examine every coin under good lighting and magnification, because modern coins occasionally reveal surprising treasures. The 1993D Lincoln penny represents exactly this type of hidden opportunity. Although millions exist, only a tiny fraction remain in exceptional condition after more than 30 years. Every scratch, fingerprint, or mark reduces collector value, making flawless examples incredibly desirable. That's why some collectors willingly compete for top-grade coins at auctions. Collector demand. Modern Lincoln cents have become one of the fastest-growing collecting areas in the United States. Many collectors are attempting complete date and mint collections covering every year since 1909. High-grade Denver mint coins often become difficult to locate because most entered circulation immediately after production. Professional grading companies also influence demand. Coins receiving outstanding mint state grades attract serious collectors who compete for registry sets. The combination of limited top-quality survivors and increasing collector interest helps explain why certain examples command impressive prices. Market value. Now, let's discuss the exciting question everyone asks. How much is a 1993D Lincoln penny worth? A normal circulated coin usually remains worth only 1 cent. Nice uncirculated examples often sell for a few dollars. Exceptional mint state examples graded by professional services may reach hundreds of dollars. Rare error coins can bring significantly more depending on the type of error and condition. According to collector reports and auction records, extraordinary examples with exceptional preservation or highly desirable characteristics have reached values around $20,500 in the strongest collector markets. These remarkable prices represent only the finest and rarest examples, not ordinary circulated coins, but they demonstrate how valuable the right coin can become. How to identify a valuable example. Before spending any 1993D Lincoln penny, check these important details carefully. Look for a clear D mint mark, sharp Lincoln portrait details, original mint luster, little or no wear, strong lettering, bright surfaces without heavy scratches, unusual mint errors, double images on letters or numbers, off-center striking, incorrect metal color or unusual weight. Using a magnifying glass or digital microscope makes these details much easier to identify. Tips for collectors. If you believe you found an outstanding example, never clean the coin. Cleaning creates tiny scratches that permanently reduce collector value. Always hold the coin by its edges to avoid fingerprints. Store it inside a protective coin holder, capsule, or mylar flip. If the coin appears especially unusual or nearly perfect, consider submitting it to a respected third-party grading service for authentication and professional grading. Also remember that researching recent auction sales provides a much better understanding of current market demand than relying on rumors or social media claims. Patience often rewards collectors, as exceptional coins may increase in value over time. Final thoughts. The 1993D Lincoln penny reminds us that valuable treasures are not always made of gold or silver. Sometimes, a simple 1-cent coin hiding inside an old jar can surprise everyone. While most examples remain worth only face value, a tiny number with extraordinary condition or fascinating mint errors have captured the attention of collectors around the world. That is exactly why experienced numismatists carefully inspect every penny they encounter. So, before you spend your next Lincoln cent, take a closer look. The small brown coin resting quietly in your pocket today could be the hidden treasure someone else has been searching for. And in the rarest cases, it could be worth as much as $20,500. Your next great discovery might already be waiting in your spare change. Coin number 2, the 1997 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it appears to be just another brown 1-cent coin that millions of Americans have used. But under the right circumstances, especially if it has a rare mint error or survives in exceptional condition, it can become a highly desirable collectible. Before you spend another penny, make sure you know exactly what to look for. History and background. The Lincoln cent has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. The 1997 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that time, Philadelphia cents did not carry a mint mark, so the absence of a mint mark is completely normal for this issue. Hundreds of millions of these pennies entered circulation in 1997. Most were spent without anyone giving them a second thought. However, over the years, collectors discovered that a tiny number of these coins stood out because of outstanding preservation, strong strikes, or unusual minting errors. Those are the coins that can attract serious collector attention today. Composition and specifications. Like other Lincoln cents produced after 1982, the 1,997 penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. Specifications. Year: 1997. Mint: Philadelphia, no mint mark. Composition: 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating. Weight: 2.5 grams. Diameter: 19.05 millimeters. Thickness: 1.52 millimeters. Edge: plain. Shape: round. Designer: Victor David Brenner. Although these measurements are standard, collectors always check the weight because unusual planche errors or wrong metal strikes can make a coin exceptionally valuable. Design features. The obverse displays the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his portrait appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, while the date 1997 appears on the right. Since this coin was struck in Philadelphia, there is no mint mark below the date. The reverse features the famous Lincoln Memorial, one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. A remarkable detail often missed by the public is that a tiny image of Abraham Lincoln can actually be seen sitting inside the memorial when viewed under magnification. Why could this penny become valuable? Most 1,997 pennies remain worth only 1 cent. So what separates an ordinary penny from one worth thousands? The answer lies in rarity, preservation, and minting mistakes. Collectors search for perfect mint state examples, brilliant original surfaces, sharp strike quality, rare mint errors, low population certified grades. The finest examples become increasingly difficult to locate because nearly all entered circulation decades ago. Every scratch, fingerprint, or mark lowers a coin's desirability. Coins that escaped circulation entirely are surprisingly scarce. Rare mint errors to watch for. One reason collectors carefully inspect every penny is the possibility of discovering a valuable mint error. Some of the most desirable include double die obverse, double die reverse, off-center strike, broad strike, die crack, die break, clipped planche, wrong planche strike, rotated die, misaligned die, BIE error, filled die error. Even a small minting mistake can dramatically increase collector demand if authenticated. That's why experienced collectors examine every coin under magnification instead of spending it immediately. The hidden treasure story. Think about how many pennies people ignore every day. Coins fall behind couches. They sit inside old coffee cans. They remain forgotten inside dresser drawers for decades. Many are accidentally donated, spent, or thrown away simply because people assume every penny is worth only 1 cent. Yet history has repeatedly shown that hidden treasures often look completely ordinary. A beautiful brown 1,997 Lincoln penny could quietly pass through hundreds of hands before someone finally notices its remarkable quality or unusual error. That possibility keeps collectors searching every single day. Collector demand. Lincoln cents remain among the most collected U.S. coins in the world. New collectors love them because they are affordable. Experienced collectors pursue the highest certified grades for registry competitions. Error collectors search for unusual mint varieties. Investors appreciate top population examples that rarely appear at auction. Because of this strong demand, exceptional 1,997 pennies continue attracting attention whenever they appear in outstanding condition. Market value. How much could a 1,997 Lincoln penny with no mint mark actually be worth? The answer depends entirely on its condition and rarity. Typical circulated coins are generally worth only 1 cent. Nice uncirculated examples may sell for several dollars. Certified high-grade examples often reach much higher prices. Rare mint errors may command hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their uniqueness. According to collector reports and premium auction results, extraordinary examples with exceptional preservation or highly desirable mint errors have reportedly reached values of up to $17,800. These prices apply only to extremely rare examples, not to ordinary circulated coins, but they demonstrate how dramatically value can increase when rarity meets collector demand. How to check your coin. If you have a 1,997 Lincoln penny, inspect it carefully. Look for no mint mark beneath the date, sharp lettering, strong Lincoln portrait details, bright original luster, very little wear, smooth surfaces, unusual doubling, off-center strike, die cracks, missing design elements, incorrect weight, strange color differences. A simple magnifying glass can reveal details invisible to the naked eye. Tips for collectors. Never clean your coin. Cleaning permanently damages the surface and greatly reduces collector value. Always hold the coin by its edges. Store it inside a protective coin holder or capsule. Compare your coin with certified examples online to understand strike quality and preservation. If your penny appears nearly flawless or displays an unusual mint error, consider submitting it to a professional grading service for authentication. Patience is one of the greatest tools in coin collecting. Sometimes the rarest discoveries happen years after a coin was first found. Conclusion. The 1997 Lincoln penny with no mint mark proves that extraordinary treasures can hide in the most ordinary places. While millions were produced and most remain worth only face value, a tiny number stand apart because of exceptional preservation, fascinating mint errors, or elite certified grades. Those rare survivors continue attracting strong interest from collectors around the world. So before you spend another penny, slow down and take a closer look. That small brown coin in your pocket could be far more valuable than anyone realizes. The next hidden treasure might already be sitting in your change jar, waiting for someone with a careful eye to recognize its true potential. And in the rarest cases, a remarkable 1997 Lincoln penny could become a collector's dream, with reported values reaching up to $17,800. Coin number 3, the 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. This small brown coin circulated through millions of hands, and most people never gave it a second glance. But a tiny number of these pennies have become prized collectibles because of their outstanding condition, rare minting errors, and exceptional preservation. Could one be hiding in your home right now? Let's uncover the fascinating story behind this hidden treasure. History and background. The Lincoln cent has been an American icon since 1909, when it was introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. The 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, Philadelphia cents did not carry a mint mark, making the absence of a mint mark completely normal. Hundreds of millions of these pennies entered circulation in 1979, and most were used for everyday purchases. Because they were so common, people rarely saved them. As the decades passed, however, high-grade survivors became increasingly difficult to find. Coins that escaped circulation with nearly flawless surfaces are now much scarcer than most people realize. Composition and specifications. The 1979 Lincoln penny belongs to the copper alloy era, making it especially attractive to many collectors. Official specifications. Year: 1979. Mint: Philadelphia, no mint mark. Composition: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight: 3.11 grams. Diameter: 19.05 millimeters. Thickness: 1.52 millimeters. Edge: plain. Shape: round. Designer: Victor David Brenner. Because these coins were struck before the 1982 composition change, they contain much more copper than modern Lincoln cents, adding to their historical appeal. Design features. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his portrait appears the famous motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is Liberty, while the date 1979 appears to the right. Since this coin was struck in Philadelphia, there is no mint mark beneath the date. The reverse displays the beautiful Lincoln Memorial, a design used from 1959 through 2008. One fascinating detail many people never notice is that a tiny image of Abraham Lincoln is actually visible seated inside the memorial. It is one of the smallest artistic details ever placed on a circulating U.S. coin. Why can some 1979 pennies be worth thousands? Most 1979 Lincoln pennies remain worth only 1 cent. So why would collectors pay thousands of dollars for one? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and minting errors. Coins that remain virtually untouched after more than 4 decades are incredibly difficult to locate. Professional grading companies carefully evaluate every tiny detail, including strike quality, surface preservation, color, and eye appeal. The finest certified examples become the center of fierce competition among collectors building top-ranked registry sets. Rare mint errors to look for. One of the biggest reasons collectors inspect every 1,979 penny is the possibility of discovering an unusual mint error. Some valuable errors include doubled die obverse, doubled die reverse, off-center strike, broad strike, clipped planche, die crack, die break, cud error, rotated die, misaligned die, wrong planche strike, filled die error. Although these errors are uncommon, authenticated examples can command impressive premiums. Even a small minting mistake can transform an ordinary penny into a collector's prize. The hidden treasure. Waiting in your change. Imagine opening an old cookie tin filled with pennies collected decades ago. Most people would assume they're only worth face value. But experienced collectors know better. They inspect every single coin under bright lighting and magnification because hidden treasures often appear completely ordinary. The 1979 Lincoln penny is one of those coins that deserves a closer look. Millions continue sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, coin albums, and family collections. Some may have survived in remarkable condition simply because they were forgotten. That possibility is exactly what makes coin collecting so exciting. Collector demand. Lincoln cents remain among the most widely collected coins in the world. Collectors pursue complete date and mint collections, stretching back to 1909. Others specialize in error coins. Many investors focus only on the highest certified grades available. As fewer superb examples remain available, competition for premium quality coins continues to grow. Collectors especially value original copper color, sharp strikes, and flawless surfaces. The combination of strong demand and limited top-grade survivors helps explain why exceptional coins achieve remarkable prices. Market value. Now for the question everyone wants answered. How much is a 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark worth? A typical circulated example is generally worth only 1 cent. Nice uncirculated coins often sell for a few dollars. Certified mint state examples can bring significantly higher prices depending on their grade. Rare error varieties may be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if authenticated. According to premium collector markets and notable auction results, the finest known examples with exceptional preservation or highly desirable characteristics have reportedly reached values of up to $27,300. These extraordinary prices apply only to the rarest and highest quality examples, not to ordinary circulated coins, but they demonstrate the incredible potential hidden within a seemingly common penny. How to identify a valuable example. Before spending your 1979 Lincoln penny, examine it carefully. Look for no mint mark beneath the date, original copper or attractive brown surfaces, sharp portrait details, bright mint luster, strong lettering, minimal wear, signs of doubling, off-center strike, die cracks, clipped planches, incorrect weight, unusual color or metal appearance. Using a magnifying glass or digital microscope can reveal valuable details that are impossible to see with the naked eye. Tips for collectors. If you think you've found an exceptional 1979 penny, never clean it. Cleaning damages the original surface and can significantly reduce its value. Always hold the coin by its edges to avoid fingerprints. Store it in a protective holder, coin flip, or airtight capsule. Compare your coin with certified examples from reputable grading services. If your penny appears nearly flawless or displays a genuine mint error, consider having it professionally authenticated and graded. Keeping detailed records of your collection can also help you track value over time. Conclusion. The 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is proof that incredible treasures don't always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, a simple 1-cent coin quietly hiding in an old jar becomes the most valuable discovery in a collection. While most 1979 pennies remain worth only face value, a select few stand apart because of exceptional condition, rare mint errors, or elite certified grades. Those rare survivors continue attracting serious collectors willing to pay impressive prices for the very best examples. So before you spend another penny, take a closer look. The ordinary brown coin sitting in your pocket today could be a forgotten piece of American history. And in the rarest circumstances, it could become a hidden treasure with a reported market value of up to $27,300. Your next life-changing coin discovery may already be waiting in your pocket change. Coin number 4. The 1994D Lincoln Penny. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin with a brown color and a small D mint mark beneath the date. Most people spend these coins without a second thought, but a tiny number have become highly desirable because of exceptional preservation, rare minting errors, and outstanding collector demand. Before you spend another penny, stay with us until the end. You might discover that a valuable treasure has been sitting in your pocket change all along. History and background. The Lincoln cent first entered circulation in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first regularly circulating U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. The 1994D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located beneath the date. Although hundreds of millions of these pennies were produced for everyday circulation, very few survived in perfect condition. Over time, scratches, fingerprints, and daily wear reduced the number of high-quality examples available to collectors. That is why truly exceptional survivors have become increasingly desirable in the numismatic market. Composition and specifications. Beginning in 1982, Lincoln cents changed from mostly copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. The 1994D Lincoln penny features the following specifications. Year, 1994. Mint Denver D. Composition, 97.5% zinc with 2.5% copper plating. Weight, 2.5 grams. Diameter, 19.05 millimeters. Thickness, 1.52 millimeters. Edge, plain. Shape, round. Designer, Victor David Brenner. Although these specifications seem ordinary, collectors always pay close attention to weight and metal composition because unusual planchet errors can make a coin extraordinarily valuable. Design details. The obverse features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Around the portrait, you'll find, "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" on the left, 1994 and the D mint mark on the right. The reverse displays the classic Lincoln Memorial. One fascinating detail many people never notice is that Abraham Lincoln can actually be seen sitting inside the memorial between the columns when viewed with magnification. This tiny artistic feature has fascinated collectors for generations. Why can some 1994D pennies be worth thousands? Here's where the story becomes exciting. The overwhelming majority of 1994D pennies are worth only 1 cent. However, a very small number stand apart because of 3 important factors. Exceptional condition. Coins preserved in nearly flawless mint state condition become increasingly rare every year. Rare mint errors. Collectors eagerly search for unusual manufacturing mistakes that escaped the mint. Low population in top grades. Professional grading companies often certify only a limited number of coins at the very highest grades, making them extremely competitive among registry-set collectors. When these factors come together, an ordinary penny can become an extraordinary collectible. Valuable mint errors to watch for. Every collector dreams of discovering a rare error coin. Some of the most desirable possibilities include doubled die obverse, doubled die reverse, off-center strike, broad strike, clipped planchet, die crack, die break, cud error, rotated die, misaligned die, filled die, wrong planchet strike. Even small minting mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's desirability when professionally authenticated. Hidden treasure in everyday change. Imagine cleaning out your grandparents' attic. You discover an old coffee can filled with pennies collected decades ago. Most people would immediately take them to the bank. But experienced collectors know better. Every single penny deserves a careful inspection. Some of the world's most valuable modern coins have been discovered in ordinary household collections. The 1994D Lincoln penny perfectly represents that hidden opportunity. Millions remain scattered across America, quietly passing from hand to hand, without anyone realizing that one exceptional example could be worth thousands. Collector demand. Lincoln cents continue to rank among America's favorite collectible coins. Collectors pursue them for many reasons. Some build complete date and mint collections. Others specialize in mint errors. Many focus only on the highest certified grades. As more collectors compete for premium quality examples, demand continues to strengthen. Original surfaces, brilliant luster, strong strikes, and attractive eye appeal all contribute to higher collector interest. Market value. Now comes the question everyone wants answered. How much is a 1994D Lincoln penny actually worth? A typical circulated example generally remains worth 1 cent. Uncirculated examples may sell for several dollars depending on quality. High-grade certified coins often command much stronger prices. Rare authenticated mint errors may sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. According to premium collector markets and exceptional auction sales, the finest examples displaying extraordinary preservation or highly desirable characteristics have reportedly achieved values of up to $18,700. These impressive prices represent only the rarest examples, not ordinary circulated coins, but they demonstrate how valuable the right coin can become. How to identify a valuable 1994D penny. Before spending your coin, inspect it carefully. Look for clear D mint mark, sharp portrait details, original brown or red-brown surfaces, strong mint luster, minimal wear, crisp lettering, doubling on letters or numbers, off-center design, die cracks, clipped edges, incorrect weight, unusual color. Using a digital microscope or quality magnifying glass makes these details much easier to spot. Tips for collectors. If you believe you've found an outstanding example, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning permanently damages the original surface and significantly reduces collector value. Always hold the coin by its edges. Store it inside an acid-free coin holder, mylar flip, or airtight capsule. Compare your coin with professionally graded examples to understand strike quality and preservation. If your penny appears nearly perfect or shows an unusual mint error, consider submitting it to a respected third-party grading service for authentication. Patience and careful research are among the most valuable tools any collector can have. Conclusion. The 1994D Lincoln penny reminds us that remarkable treasures often hide in plain sight. Millions of these pennies circulated across the United States, and most remain worth only 1 cent. Yet a tiny number have become highly sought-after collectibles because of exceptional preservation, rare mint errors, and elite certified grades. Those extraordinary survivors continue attracting strong demand from collectors around the world. So before you spend another penny, take a closer look at the date and mint mark. That ordinary brown coin sitting quietly in your pocket, wallet, or change jar could be far more valuable than anyone realizes. The next hidden treasure might already be waiting for you, and in the rarest circumstances, a remarkable 1994. D. Lincoln penny has been reported to reach values of up to $18,700 in the collector market. Sometimes, the smallest coin holds the biggest surprise. Coin number 5, the 1981D Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of Americans have spent without a second thought. With its familiar brown color and small D mint mark beneath the date, it appears to be just another everyday penny. Yet hidden among the millions produced by the Denver Mint are a handful of remarkable examples that have attracted serious attention from collectors. Could one be sitting in your coin jar, tucked away in an old wallet, or hiding inside a forgotten collection? Let's explore the fascinating story of this remarkable Lincoln cent. History and background. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner, it became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of the symbolic Lady Liberty. The 1981D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located below the date on the obverse. By 1981, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most collected coins in America. Although hundreds of millions of 1981D pennies entered circulation, very few remained in nearly perfect condition after decades of everyday use. Most coins suffered scratches, discoloration, bag marks, and wear from circulation. Those that escaped heavy use have become increasingly desirable among collectors. Composition and specifications. Because the 1981D penny was produced before the metal composition changed in 1982, it belongs to the final generation of traditional copper alloy Lincoln cents. Official specifications. Year 1981. Mint Denver D. Composition 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight 3.11 grams. Diameter 19.05 millimeters. Thickness 1.52 millimeters. Edge plain. Shape round. Designer Victor David Brenner. Its higher copper content gives the coin a solid feel and makes it especially popular among collectors who appreciate pre-1982 Lincoln cents. Design features. The front of the coin displays the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," Liberty, 1981, D Mint Mark. The reverse features the famous Lincoln Memorial, which served as the reverse design from 1959 until 2008. One of the most interesting details is the tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, visible only with magnification. Many people spend these pennies for years without ever noticing this remarkable artistic feature. Why can some 1981D pennies be worth thousands? At first glance, every 1981D penny appears almost identical. However, collectors understand that tiny differences can create enormous value. Several factors separate ordinary coins from extraordinary ones. Outstanding preservation. Coins that retain their original mint luster with virtually no wear become increasingly rare after more than 4 decades. Strong strike quality. Some coins were struck with sharper details than others, making them especially attractive. Rare mint errors. Manufacturing mistakes can transform a common penny into an exceptional collectible. Professional certification. Coins receiving the highest mint state grades from respected grading services often attract intense bidding at major auctions. Valuable mint errors. Collectors always inspect 1981B pennies for unusual minting mistakes. Some desirable errors include doubled die obverse, doubled die reverse, off-center strike, broad strike, clipped planche, die crack, die break, cud error, filled die, rotated die, misaligned die, wrong planche strike. Every authenticated error tells its own story, making these coins especially exciting to collectors. The hidden treasure. Everyone overlooks. Think about how many pennies pass through your hands every year. Most people never examine them. Pennies collect dust in drawers. They hide inside old jars. Children store them in piggy banks. Families inherit them in forgotten collections. Then one day, someone decides to take a closer look. That ordinary brown penny suddenly becomes the centerpiece of an exciting discovery.